Peace. I ain't want to be in here, man, because, can't do things, set the phone down, but, we gonna get there. Peace, I am Powers. I am the Indigenous Realist. Today, we will speak on the follow. I ain't gonna run through the whole list. I'm just gonna run through the title headings. We're gonna talk about gang stalking, Christ consciousness, the Bible, God, Cain. Oh shit! Oh wait, I don't know how. I should have tried this. From the get go. I don't know how to work my I don't know how to move it, man. We're gonna try to move it anyway. I don't want to sound like I'm talking about it, but that's just selfishness in it. You know what I mean? Oh man. That's just a selfishness. I'm gonna go right here. Peace, man. You come in, man. Hit the like button, man. Oh, complete strangers that seem they manipulate people, take your friends, they electronically oppress you and stalk you and harass you. This is what gang self-accept, predator, stalk, and prey. So when did we become the prey? As human beings? We are the apex predator indeed. For example, the Christ consciousness within the look. To he's not who he's chicken salad? I ain't eating that shit. He's not who he say he is. He's not the Son of God. He's not the Christ, etc. so forth. He was doing nothing but good. So where did he get them enemies from? Now, they even put a name to these people. What was the names to them? Pharisees, Sadducees, Sadducees, etc. and so forth. Everywhere he went, they followed him. What were they seeking? The Christ consciousness. What is Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness is awareness that you have a divine principle within self, and that divine principle is the ability to heal, the ability to save, the saving grace that comes from within, it comes straight from the Most High through us to lesser beings. Now, what is the breakdown of Christ? Christ actually comes in the etymology. Christ actually comes from the word Christos. Okay, Christos is not only a word, but it is also a symbol. Christos is an X. Okay, now think of a treasure map. There's an X at the end of the trail on the treasure map because X marks the spot. Okay, what is the treasure? The genetics, that principle that other than Christ, the so-called antichrist, doesn't have. That is what they're seeking. That is what they're seeking to X out. Christos means to smear. The word Christ means to smear. That's why they run a smear campaign on you. A smear campaign is basically like people going around, complete strangers or people you're familiar with, saying, hey, this person isn't no good. And look in the description for complete the things we finna build on. Well, semi-complete because I can't make my notes go past the first like 10. But anyway, they smear your name. They create rumors. They create falsehoods. They call you everything but a child of the Most High. You can say you're this, this, and that, but they're going to say you're that, that, and this. Everything is the opposite because they're oppositioning. You hear people talk about ops, but the original ops was the Antichrist. The person that was going, the being that was going to and fro, seeking, to and fro, up and down. Look, to and fro, up and down, seeking whom they may devour. That's the same symbol that the Pope does. And it's a smear to Christian, to cross. So the Christian is to smear, to run a smear campaign. If Christos comes from the Greek, if Christ comes from the Greek Christos, and Christos means an X. And X marks the spot. So we know there's a treasure map. What's the treasure map? Certain signs. You know that we're being tested, we're being surveilled, and we're being watched from the time that we're in the womb. They're using sonograms. They're using they're watching the mother. They're taking blood samples, etc. We're being watched from the time we're in the womb And then as soon as we're born, we're measured, we're weighed, we're our brain is measured. Everything about us is being watched from the time we are in the womb to the time we come out, ready to breathe air. Okay, now the next point I had is why Jesus had to die. Because he was coming from the anti, he was a living example of how to escape the fallacies and the falsehoods of this plane of existence, of this falsehood, this false life. He was a living example how to transcend from the flesh, how to take the base. Look, it's alchemy. Listen, anything in etymology that has a C and an H, starting from Christ to alchemy to chemistry, it CH denotates a transformative property or transformative quality etymologically, right? So the Christ was the living example of how to change a base substance to a substance divine, something more than what it was, more than what it was, more than what it was, right? Okay, why did Christ have to die? See, his mission on this earth was to come and show you that he could die and reborn the flesh. That was something that had never been done. None of the ancients had ever actually reborn the actual flesh. Like it was an impossibility, they thought. He was the first person to do that. And that's why all praises are due to the ancestor. That's why all praises are due to the brother. He is our brother. He's not meant to be worshipped or anything. He said him and his father is one. He asked him how to pray, and he said, pray like this. Our Father who art in heaven. He gave you the direction. What is heaven? Heaven is a higher state of mind. It's a higher vibration. It's a frequency that you can reach. It's a place that you can go. It's above the blue ethers. Now check this out. Before I get too off topic, let's stick to the bulletin board, right? The Bible. They call it basic instructions before leaving Earth. Now, are they talking about basic instructions before leaving the human body or actually leaving the Earth in the physical form? Now, they actually mean both. Now, the basic instructions before leaving Earth, as far as leaving the human body, is the morals, building a moral compass, building the morals within so we know how to walk, so we don't compromise our integrity. Integrity is the grit or the firmness or the power that's within. That's what integrity literally means in the transmutation and the living of. Okay, now before leaving Earth, in another sense, is this is just a perpetual station. This Earth isn't a round ball floating in the air. We ain't gonna say it's flat, but it's not a round little marble floating in the air, something you gotta get in the spaceship to get off. There's only 4 cardinal directions: forward, backward, left, and right. There's only 4 cardinal directions: forward, backward, left, and right. Up, you always explode. Up, you always gonna hit a base. You always gonna hit the firmament. And he said the firmament is to separate the waters above from the waters below. Science wants to lie and tell us that the sky is blue because it reflects the ocean, but your naked eyes, listen, everything that science teaches you is to get you to not believe your lying eyes, to tell you that your lies are lying, that your eyes are lying, your senses are lying, to believe me, to believe something I've been taught in school, to believe something I've been taught in church. Anything that I feel or I know through perception or through intuition is wrong. All right, check this out. Now, the Bible, in a sense, right? No, the Bible in a literal sense, in the literal sense, it's not a book of stories. Though there's stories in it, it's not a religious book. Though people can catch a religious conviction from it, it's actually a book of experience. That's why they make the bold and true statement that everything under the sun has been done. When they say everything, they mean everything. This phone I'm holding has been done. This locker right here has been done. This floor, this ceiling, this glass, everything has been done. And I know you're probably like, Realist, how the hell has this been done and we haven't seen it? That's because it's been hid and they had to go re-get it. Why do you think they dig up in the pyramids? All this current technology that we have was found in the pyramids within America. All this new technology that's coming out has been found in the lands right there past Antarctica, right there past the Arctic, right there past Asia, right there past the Western. Okay, Now, before I go too off on something, I'm gonna stick to the thing. These experiences, right? What is the difference between a smart man and a wise man? A smart man makes a mistake, sees that he makes a mistake, and doesn't make that mistake again. That makes him smart. We can't knock him for that. He learned from his experience and he gained wisdom and he kept pushing. But a wise man can sit back in the cut, peep the smart man making his mistake, peep what he learned, and he'll bypass the mistake, period. He won't make that mistake at all. And that's what separates a wise man from a smart man. So if you are wise and you realize that the Bible is not a storybook in per se, though there is stories in it, but you realize that is a book of wisdom, a book of experience. You can be a wise man and learn from all the experiences within. You don't have to experience none of the things in the Bible. You can experience them. You can experience them through the wise words spoken within. And that falls into basic instruction before leaving earth. You can know about pain. You can know about suffering. You can know about life and death. You can know about trickery. You can know about lies, deception. You can learn about prostitution. You can learn about taxation. You can learn about corrupt governments. You can learn about etc. so forth from that book of experience. And if you are a wise being, you can gain your experiences just from reading that. Okay, now let's go. Now, God. Who is the God of the Bible? Who was that being? Who was that being? Was it a man or was it the Most High? We know it wasn't the Most High. Why? Because it had a physical form. He walked, he talked, he ate, he slept, he rested, he got angry, he experienced different emotions, he let his anger control him, he killed, he etc. and so forth. The Most High doesn't have a being. Period. The Most High can't fit inside of a vehicle. The Most High can't fit inside human flesh. Period. So we know that wasn't the Most High. So what was that being? Okay. Now in the beginning, it says, let us make man in our image, right? And this isn't a religious video, by the way, y'all. We building. Let us make man in our image, right? Okay. Who is this us we speak of? Then it says, oh, this us is the Elohim. What are Elohim? The Elohim are the creative fates or the creative spirits that the Most High manifested so they can manifest all things in existence. These are eternal beings. These are higher beings here for the purpose of creating, right? Now it said, let us make man in our image, both male and female, let us make them. So Adam wasn't the first man. Eve wasn't the first woman. They actually were here to till the earth. It says, then God looked around and seen that there was no one to till the field. So he created Adam and Eve. Okay, now check this out. If we were made in, shout out to my sis, Erica Badu, my wife, I love her. If we were made in his image, then call us by our name. Most intellectuals don't believe in God, but they fear us just the same. They have an innate fear for us. But these are the intellectuals. They say they came from fill in the blank, from an amoeba to a germ to a fly to a worm to a fish to creeping things to birds, etc. Monkeys. This is what the intellectuals say. But why do they fear us? Why is there a hidden agenda to eradicate us off the planet Earth? Radiation is one cause. If we soak up. If we have melanin is what you call a solar panel. Solar panels are filled with melanin. That's what they're taking out of those plasma centers. That's what they're taking out of those blood banks. Melanin. And melanin is how they're able to stand on their yachts and embrace that sunlight. Melanin is how they're able to take power from the sun, which is electricity. It's not a ball of heated plasma. That's bullshit because it would have been burnt out. It's not a ball of heated gas because where's the fuel? It is electricity. And they use our melanin to pull that electricity down into power their things, right? So I want to go too far off though, right? Made in the image, okay. Call us by our name. If they called that man in Genesis God and he created Adam and Eve, and we know that the beings that were created before Adam and Eve were both male and female, and we were created in their image and in their likeness, call us by our name. If you don't want to say God, call me Elohim. That's why I put the L behind my name. Hit the like button as you come in. That's why I put the L behind my name, because that means Elohim. It has nothing to do with the Moorish Science Temple of America, which I am not a member. It has something to do with Elohim. Now watch this. The Garden of Eden. What the hell was the garden? In federal prison, you must be stuck in a cell. You must be stuck in a conglomeration of rules and a system that rules you. They put you in a system, a ruling system, right? And you got to follow the rules. You can't go outside this system. You can do this, this, and that, but you can't do that. Or look at it as a zoo, a Z. Now remember, the original alphabet had 24 letters. The original alphabet had 24 letters. Those 20, catch that in my video about the etymon. What is the etymon? The etymon is the human language. The etymon is the Meduneta. I heard a big debate a couple years ago before I went to the feds. Hey, has the Meduneta been deciphered? Hell yeah. As I walk, talk, and breathe, the Meduneta is unfolding, period. Period. If they ain't telling you that, they lying. The Meduneta is the human form. That's why we can make every letter in existence with our fingers, with our faces, with our bodies, because we are the living, breathing Meduneta. We are the language. They tell us, oh, your language was lost. And I'm going to get back on point, but they tell us these are just some of the lies. A lot of the lies are coming to my mind. Oh, you were brought over here 9,000 miles away from Africa and you forgot your mother tongue and et cetera, so forth. And English ain't your language. It's a slave language. It's bullshit. I speak English as soon as I walk. When the original man manifested himself and stood still, that was an I, that was an A, that was an aleph, that was the original word. As he took his first step, he was forming the language. As the language go, it unfolded within degrees. Every move is a language. Okay, now check this out. Oh, my little notes fell. Back to the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden was a zoo. That's why I brought up the original 24 letters. Y and Z were added. Y is the symbol of rebellion. Y is the symbol of a complaint. Y and Z is an S backwards. S is the original symbol for the Iroquois nation. Why do you think they gave it to Superman and they made him Aryan? They take anything that is good for us and make it for them. So the Z is a backwards Y. And peace, Mr. Darth Black brother. The Z is a backwards S. And Y is bucking the original I system, the original self system. You know what I'm saying? Not Islam, but Islam is the movement and the projection of peace and being in peace with your nature, in yourself, and the things and beings around you. That's Islamism. It's an Ism. It's a soul science, right? Now check this out. Then we ain't religious, y'all. We just going off points that we all are with and we all understand. If you missed the points, look inside the description. You'll see some of the points we've already made. Right now, we're on the point God, right? Now, the Garden of Eden was a zoo. Z-O-O. A Z with a double cipher. They were double bound within that realm. Okay. Now that zoo, what do I mean by that? If Genesis is actually a story of genetics, of genetic modification. The word Genesis actually means genetics and the process and the modification of. That's where you get G-E-N-E, which is G, and S-I-S, which is the manipulation of. So that is Genesis. Make sure you share and hit the like button too as you come in. Peace to the guys and the earth. Peace to the queens. Peace to the empresses and the chiefs. Peace to the higher beings. Higher power back in the booth. The chief, the noble, the realist, the truth, the Christ himself. But what's inside me is inside you forever and always, eternally. And check this out. Now, if that was a zoo and that Genesis is actually a book of genetically processed, where did the genes come from to make Adam? Okay, I'm gonna have another whole build about the etymon. I wrote 40-something books while I was incarcerated, man, and one of them is about the etymon, and one of them is on this subject here that I'm building off. And I'm building straight from the dome with a few bulletin points, right? And any vowel, right? Any vowel, the vowels are the original 5 tribes. If I say the etymon is the human language, it is the etymon is the human language. The Meduneta is the human language, right? So each of the vowels is a tribe. A, E, I, O, and U. If the original alphabet only had 24 letters and they added Y, that means that's why it says sometimes Y, because sometimes Y acts like one of the original tribes. It replaces one of the original tribes. That's why I and Y are interchangeable. But why is actually what? The rebellion or the sign of rebellion. Okay, each letter is the English language, the English alphabet written language is the linear form of Metu Neter. It's the exact same thing. That's the human form pixelated into the linear form. That's data composed in a linear form. They put it in lines so we can better comprehend it and we can put it in a smaller space. We ain't got to sit here and just draw humans all day. We put it in the linear form. We break it down with our mind. We use the mind to manipulate matter. We use the mind to manipulate matter and space and time and the ethers to get the things we want and need to manifest. Manifestation. That's what those M's are for in your hand. Master manifester. Master Mason, Master Moore, Master Mind. That's what those things are for. And I must put the disclaimer, I'm not a member of the Moore Science Temple of America, nor have I ever been. I'm not a member of any organization. I am the founder and leader and chief of Culmination and LFTOM, period. We'll get more on that later, but let's go back to this. The zoo. He created them and placed them inside that zoo. What is a garden? A garden is actually a preservation or a containment place. That's why you make gardens in your house to preserve those that are at your garden. Hit the like button as you come in. Please, please share. You're now tuned in to Indigenous Realist, the noble, the truth. I'm fresh out the feds. I've been home 2 weeks, but we slamming and sliding and going hard on the beast from here to eternity. Higher power. So he placed them in the garden and told them, hey, you can do this, but don't do that. Matter of fact, you can do whatever you want. Don't eat that tree. Okay, check this out. What was the name of the tree? It was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It was the tree of free will. Until they ate of that tree, they were just beasts inside of a zoo. They were unconscious, non-thinking beings who could not think. Okay, who came and freed them? See, we're taught, and that's why the next bulletin after this one's Cain and Abel. You finna hear a breakdown of Cain and Abel you've never heard before. No one else is breaking these stories, these experiences, these folk tales down in the way I'm breaking them down, because this is the truth and it can only come one way and it will resonate with you, right? But who came along in the garden strolling along on 2 feet? The serpent. Okay, what do you call a knight? Sir. So, serpent. Pent. What is pent? To be contained, to be trapped, to be jailed, to be restricted. So if his name was Sir Pent, that means he was the knight of those pent in. He was the knight of those held in captivity. He was the knight of slaves. He freed slaves. He go around the earth and make sure that this atrocity did not exist. That beings, living, breathing beings, were not held against their will. So this is serpent. This isn't a serpent. This isn't a snake. This isn't any of that foolishness, a talking animal. This ain't no goofy shit. This ain't no foolishness. This is actual higher being that came through, serpent. And he looked and he seen that atrocity and said, what the hell is this? What is going on? Hey, you. He came to the female because he automatically knew. He automatically knew that the woman is the ruler of the household. The woman actually says what's what goes. Hold on, let me turn the I gotta turn the chat on. Let me see. I forgot how to do it, y'all. Let me see. Okay, live chat. Okay, bet. Don't be scared to speak. Don't be scared to hit that motherfucking like button, man. Don't be scared to. Don't be scared to share, man. I'm social. And look, Serpent seen what was going on. He say, hey, man, what's going on here? Man, you got some living, breathing beings. Yeah, they look funny because they've been genetically altered and they sitting in this garden. They ain't getting no true sunlight. They ain't got enough melanin in them, but every being on earth has some melanin in them. And he says, hey, man, this is an atrocity against the will of the Most High. This is unnatural. So what did he say? Hey, woman, what's going on? Oh, we doing nothing, chilling. Hey, you know you naked? Naked, what is that? Hey, I got one question for you. Who put you here? God. Okay, what does your God look like? So he got the description, the rundown of this being that put them there, and he knew who it was. Listen. The I equals truth. Truth equals Allah. What is Allah? What is art? Art is a cipher, 360 degrees of knowledge, or eternity, or a forever cipher, right? A cipher. Art is a cipher. So if all of the vowels are the original 5 tribes, and those vowels are actually arts, which is a dot, is a circle. That's why you get the original form, the original symbol is the sun disk. The most powerful symbol in existence is the sun disk, a circle with a dot in the middle. The dot manifests as the circle. It's a being with the aura, a being who projects himself, who manipulated matter and projected himself everywhere, who manifested reality and matter, right? So you take that out, right? See, Elijah didn't have the full breakdown, but he did the best he could when he said Yakub, right? But if the Y doesn't exist, the A is interchangeable. So the Y is replaced with an I. Then the A, just like they did with Jesus, they replaced the Y or the I or the A with a J. But in all actuality, the J didn't exist at that time. So if we know it's actually I, C, I, E. So we can call him Yakub, or we can call him Akub, Akab, right? So that's who genetically modified them. That's who put them in there. And so the serpent, the so-called serpent, knew who he was dealing with. So he said, hey, man, I bet he told you can eat that fruit right there. He knew what that fruit was. He knew that everybody in existence ate of this fruit because it gave them free will. It made them something other than an animal. It made them a thinking being, the power to choose right from wrong, the power, the knowledge of good and evil, the power to choose, the free choice, a free will, right? So he said, yeah, he said, I can't eat that. I'm gonna surely die. He said, man, you ain't gonna die, gonna eat it. The woman ate it because she had wisdom. She knew that no one lied. She didn't know of these lies and so forth, trick knowledge. So she took that fruit and she ate it. And she knew that, we'll get into that another day, but that plant and that fruit still exists, man. That plant and that fruit is being displayed right now. Like, it's the truth. So, and she knew. She immediately took it to her man. That's what a good woman is supposed to do. When she gets something good, she's supposed to immediately take it to her man. That's what Eve did. That's what Eve did, right? So, boom, once Adam and Eve knew, what could they do? They had to leave. You know what I'm saying? They had to leave. They couldn't stay pent in, right? They couldn't stay pent in. Okay, now look. When this character comes back, he had to question, where were they? How is that the Most High? He had to come through and ask them like, hey, where y'all at? Y'all hiding from me? Where y'all at, man? Now, I go come myself on my phone. I'm more omnipresent. He's not everywhere. He was just there. Sacrifice. Hey, here you go. Cain presented his fruit of his labor. Abel presented death, right? Abel, because it came from peace. And that's the qualities that Akub was looking for. So, first language ever is mind to mind. The second language is the body language. The microcosm of the body language is the face. You can read everything from the face. You know how you see a person scrunched up, you see a person happy, you see a person sad, you see, especially moving in the streets, so excited to know how to read a person from the top to the bottom. So anyway, he looked at that being, looked at Cain and said, Cain, why is your face downcast? Don't you know that if you do the right thing, you will be accepted? He's talking about an initiation process. He's talking about being accepted through a certain door. He even mentions door. Y'all gotta just refresh yourself with this door, right? So the reason why Cain's face is downcast because he's thinking like, wait a second. That motherfucking sheep that my brother killed was innocent. It was innocent. I got the best of the fruit, the best of the yams, the beans, greens, potatoes, and all, etc., so forth. And I wasn't accepted, but this nigga get accepted for killing something? Wait a second. And he ain't got no remorse for it. He ain't got no emotions. I'm finna get this nigga out the way. And that's why Cain smoked Abel. Because he seen that he was able. He was able to do something that he wasn't. He was able to kill without remorse. And that's what Yakub was looking for. And so that's why he got his ass out the way. Now check this out. So who really was the bad guy? Who really was the bad guy in this situation? Now look, what are the three paths? What are the three paths? You have the M path, which is natural, which is nature, which original society existed in and functioned in before the genetic modification happened. The empath, which is the empath, which is the emotional concepts of doing right instead of just for the sake of right and not doing wrong just because it's wrong. They didn't even know it's wrong. Then you had the sociopath, which Cain was, the ability to turn it off and on, the ability to kill his brother just to stop that nigga from killing more people. Like, I'm gonna go and get this nigga out the way before he kills some more motherfuckers. He finna hurt other motherfuckers teaching people how to do this. Let me get him out the way and go back to being a peaceful empath. That's a sociopath. And the third path is the psychopath. That's what Abel was. He was a straight psycho. That nigga killed the motherfucking lamb, the most innocent creature on earth. You never heard about a lamb killing nothing. A lamb has no prey. A lamb is not above any motherfucker on a motherfucking any motherfucker on the food chain. A lamb is at the very bottom of a food chain. Everybody eat the lamb. And he killed that and offered it as a sacrifice to his God. Okay, now look, check this out. The doors. What are the doors? Those are initiation route. Whoever was the progenitor of their door, they were to take that route and to continue to teach it. Now look, check this out. If Cain was such a bad guy, why his God ain't smoke his ass? He even professed that he felt like he was going to die for killing his brother. Hey, man, don't you know that when he got kicked out the garden, he said, man, don't you know? I mean, he got kicked out of Eden. Don't you know that anybody see me, they're going to kill me? First of all, there's not supposed to be any people on earth except them. But he said, if anybody see me, they're going to kill me. God said, man, I'm going to put this mark on you. He fit this mark on him that therefore anybody will see him and stay the fuck out of his way. And he banned him from the earth that he loved so much. So he told him, hey, you'll never die. Cain's still walking around to this day. I know it sounds crazy, but hey, it's crazy. Take it literal, take it not literal. Now check this out. Now, Christ. Already built on the etymology of Christ and what a treasure map is, X marks the spot, etc., so forth, and how Christ is Christos, and Christos means the smear, and the sign for Christos is an X. And it also stands for the X chromosome. It also stands for mankind, which has nothing to do with a dick nor balls. Mankind has something to do with a mind. Man means mind, which is the controller of the body. You chose while you were in the womb, whether you want to be male or female. That's what man is. Man is mind. It has nothing to do with a penis, with a phallus nor testicles. Man equals mind, right? So that's what that X is for. The ones that embrace the X. That's why you got to turn your fingers like this to get an X. You got to cross the Y over to the X, right? Embrace yourself. It ain't about being a homo. It's about being in tune with nature, in tune with self. You ain't built for certain sex, so you shouldn't be having it. I ain't discriminating against y'all boys that want to do what y'all want to do. But hey, man, you ain't built for that. Don't do it. The X is about withdrawing into self, right? So check this out. On the Christ bulletin, right, I got energy vampires. Have you ever seen when you at your happiest moment, you got motherfuckers that just want to bring you down? Like they come from way downtown with it. They come from way downtown, 4-3. They want to bring you down for no reason at all. You living your best life like Snoop Dogg and CeeLo, or whoever the hell on that motherfucking song. You living your best life. And they want to come bring you down this because they're energy vampires. You're producing pheromones, energy. You're taking transmuting the ethers in ways that others can't do it, and they need to suck it up out of you. That's where you get the term energy vampire from. It's a real thing. Now listen, who the hell was Jesus? He was the Christ. Is he the only Christ? Hell no, I'm Christ. You Christ. We Christ. Christ is eternal. Christ is infinite. Does everybody have the capacity to be Christ? Hell no. They don't have it in their genetics. And they're not genetically bound by the same thing we're genetically bound by. So no, it can't exist in them. That's what they're energy vampires. They are anti. They're the exact opposite. Anti means the exact motherfucking opposite. You know what I'm saying? So who was Jesus? He was the Christ. He was the Christ, the living example, manifestation of perfection, the living example of a master manipulator of matter and space and a master manifester. That's who Christ was. He was the ultimate sacrifice. Did he have to go? Hell no. He had power. He could have blew this bitch off. People say, man, that shit that he say Jesus was doing was hocus pocus, man. It's spookism, man. It's all lies. Why? Science tells you that you only use 10% or less of your brain. Some people say 15%. Fuck it, I'll give you 20. Let's say all the things that we're doing now on this planet Earth, everything from manipulating genetics, from manipulating space and time to creating television, to creating Wi-Fi, to creating etc. and so forth. Everything we're doing with mechanics, with automobiles, with locomotion, with technology. We're doing that with only 20% or less of our mind. The other 80% is what Christ was using. The other 80% let you walk on water. The other 80% let you heal the blind. You always see the chakras, right? They got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? But I got 8 floating right here. And I got 9 right here, the healing hand, the Christ principle, how you can heal with the touch. How you can heal with one touch. And that's what Christ used, that healing principle. You finna go out on a pass too? Yeah. Boy, y'all boys lit. Oh, mama, y'all boys lit. I should have put a pass in, man. All right, now check this out. He was the ultimate sacrifice. Why did he sacrifice himself? To show the unlimited potentials within me and you. He showed me what we can do. Bro, I've died. And I ain't gonna over exaggerate, I've died over 4 times. The physical flesh, bro. And this bitch came back alive, bro, with no medical attention. Okay, the stroke, I had a little medical attention, but hey, I died and hey, I stayed alive till they got me to the hospital. I'm saying, hey, my baby mama died right there on the table. I wouldn't lie to you. My right hand to the Most High and on all my children. My baby mother died right there on the table, bro. Like, all her vitals flatline. And she'll vouch for it. All her vitals flatline, bro. And she said, and passed out right on the table. I placed this hand right here on her head and told her, hey, you ain't dying on me. Wake up. And she said, and all her vitals shot back up, bro. It's real life because we have the power. You got to truly believe it. You got to truly accept it as truth. You got to truly know that what you tell matter is going to do because we use our mind. Our mind is the key to unlock all matter. You got to watch your tongue because the tongue is a manifestation of thought. The words are manifestation of thought. Words are actually what? Magic. Spells. Think about it. Spell. How do you make a word? You spell it. You spell it. What is a sentence? Look, how do we become jailed? I just did 47 months on a 60-month sentence. How the hell did I get that time? And that nigga wrote a motherfucking sentence on my line, bro. Only thing that kept me bound inside chains and behind brick walls and behind gun towers and et cetera and so forth was a motherfucking sentence. Yeah, look up on my yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's all dimes or some shit. Now, we're bound by a sentence. Okay, now look at music. Have you ever noticed that when you listen to music, how it affects you? And you hear that shit, you hear that sliding music, you get to bouncing up and down and shit. You hear that love music, you getting want to on something. You hear that sad music, you sad. You hear that church music, you catching the Holy Ghost, you stomping like Kirk Franklin himself, etc. so forth. Why does music affect us like that? Because we're vibrational beings. The vibration are transmuted through the beats, the beats, the strings, the harps, the flutes, and it's also transmuted through the written word. And I say all that because words are spells, bro. And I said that, hey, that ain't even on the list, but I'm just saying that to watch what the fuck you say. I never be negative. I never say, hey, this fill in the blank finna happen to that nigga, watch. I'd rather say, hey, man, that nigga gonna be great. Hey, man, she gonna be great. Hey, that nigga be acting like a straight mob, but he gonna be something. Hey, man, I don't wish no harm on you, brother, man. Hey, man, you good people. Hey, man, you know this and this about so-and-so. Man, I don't want to hear that shit because if I allow it in my system, see, beliefs, right? A belief is accepting something as truth without fact. I don't believe in beliefs at all. It's only 2 things in existence, truth or falsehood. Where the fuck does belief fit in between? If it's only black and white and gray is a mixture, and we know gray is a mixture. What the fuck am I here mixing truth and falsehood for? That's what a belief is. And if you accept a belief, you now live in that person's reality. If you accept a belief, if you accept that there's something invisible holding me to the ground, holding you to the ground, you're now in Sir Isaac Newton's reality. You're now living in the gravity reality because you accepted that belief as truth. You don't see nothing invisible holding you down. You get on that scale. I get on that scale right now. I weigh 170 pounds. I'm skinny as hell. I was 255. I get on that scale. I weigh 170 pounds. That ain't gravity holding me down. It's my 170 pounds holding me down. I can't float. Do I levitate? Yeah. Hell yeah. I've levitated before. I levitated last night. I seen a roach this motherfucking big. Come out of nowhere. Next thing you know, I'm sitting on top of the table. Well out the roach reach. Table way over there. Okay, it was kind of like 3 feet away, but still, how the fuck did I get from the chair to the table? With a conscious thought. And check this out. If I go off too far, I got like 4 more points and I'm finna get up off here because I can't even see the rest of the shit I wrote, right? Now, Cain, Abel, Christ, ultimate sacrifice. He was the ultimate sacrifice, bro. We sacrifice every motherfucking day. A motherfucker sacrifice us. Have you ever noticed how a motherfucker can throw you under the bus? They sacrifice you because they know they have something, that you have something in within you that you can withstand it. The fill in the blank. Oh man, look, Alan can take it, man. I'm just gonna put it on him. I'm gonna let him take this L. Alan gonna take this L. Sherry gonna take this L. Fill in the blank will take this L because I know they can deal with it. They strong. No, that ain't how shit work. You becoming the ultimate sacrifice. You becoming that lamb, that sacrificial lamb, and that's because you are a cross. You do have an X on your back. There is a principle inside you that doesn't exist inside the others. There is something in you that it takes you further, that helps you. We ain't gonna get on all that, right? Target individuals. What the hell is a targeted individual? Chosen ones. Who were you chosen by? The Most High. How were you chosen? Through your genetics, through the natural selection of breeding, through that inner good and being inside you, choosing to get with the inner being inside her or him or them. That's natural selection. That's how you are chosen. The Most High set it in order, but you're going with it in due bounds. Okay, now check this out. Okay, the three choices. What options or what choices do target individuals have? They want you to kill yourself. Now listen, this is a non-contact sport. They will not come out and slap you. They will not come out and shoot you. They will not come out and kidnap you, etc., so forth. They're going to use minions, peons. Remember, they are legion. We're talking about spirits. We're dealing with spirits that jump inside beings. That's how you can have a day one friend that just turn around and just become an op. Hate you for no reason. I don't fuck with you. Get away from me. Yada, yada, so forth. Because that's a spirit, because that's a weak person. See, you strong, so that spirit can't jump inside you and take over you like it can them, because you him, you not them. It's so-called body trying to get me on my stream. They're trying to get me on my stream, man. The chosen ones, the three choices. They want you to kill yourself, to drive yourself crazy and be placed in a mental institution, or to commit a crime, to let this shit go to your head and you harm an innocent person. Because if a spirit, unnatural, ancient spirit, because they're weak, when you hurt that person because they stalking you or they trying to slander your name or they going around crossing your ass out, you committing a motherfucking crime, bro. You hurting an innocent person. So that's what they want you to do. Those are three choices. But there's a fourth choice. The fourth choice is to strengthen self, to go within self and to be a self-savior, to uplift self, the mental, the spiritual, the energetical, the astral, the etc., so forth. To change self to become a powerful individual. That's the fourth choice. I took the fourth choice. But I had to take the second choice, which is take my nigga ass back to jail. I went to the federal penitentiary for 47 months. I took that choice just to elevate and manifest the fourth choice. Now look, I'm almost done. How to notice if you are a TI. But everywhere you go, random motherfuckers just don't like you, you a TI. You chosen. If everywhere you go, it's always weird shit happening, street theater, etc. So forth. What is street theater? Some weird shit. A motherfucker saying or doing something that you know relates to something you say or do or done from your past or your present, and they're just doing this. Some random strangers doing that. Street theater. If you go places and you always seeing events like this, you target an individual. If you always having weird events happen to you, your car's fucking up, you getting flat tires, your engine's breaking down, your house getting broken to, your shit catching on fire, family members getting hurt, you having wrecks, you etc. so forth, just weird shit, like a series of unfortunate events. You're a targeted individual, bro. This is an outside force affecting you, trying to harm you. This is an outside force harming you against your will. That's what that is. Now look, I got two more points, bro. I can't pull up the rest, but I'm gonna hit these last 2 points and I'm gone, man. Saving grace. What is saving grace? Your saving grace is actually your genetics. You're genetically able to do the things that others aren't. That makes you part of Cain, right? And you coming from that Cain line. You can do this. You can go beyond the social norms. You can do the things necessary to survive. Okay, now what do we have right here? Mental toughness. Hey, man, stop letting shit get to you. If a motherfucker want to create a rumor and it ain't true, yada yada. If a motherfucker want to say something to you and you know it's hurtful on purpose and it don't exist in your reality, don't allow it in your reality. This is building a fortitude, a mental a mental toughness. You can't let the motherfucker control your mind. Anytime you outside, listen, I'm insane, right? In the membrane. I'm in my sanity at all times. Once you get outsane, once you are not insane, you are outside of your head. That means someone else can go in. That's when it's a problem. When you accept a belief. If you believe, man, I'm crazy, you are now living that crazy reality. You didn't let a motherfucker change your mind. Literally. Hey man, I changed my mind. Did you change your mind or somebody else? Because there's a problem with somebody else there. You free. You got free will. You can change your mind all day. You let another motherfucker change your mind? Something wrong with that. Now check this out. The power within. What is the power within? Your spiritual power. You have a spiritual aspect. All you have to do is combine your will with focus and desire, and use the spiritual context to manifest wherever the fuck you want. Whether it's safety, whether it's finances, whether it's protection, whether it's love, whether it's loyalty, whether it's respect. Like you can manifest that just by putting focus with will and determination, and just using that divine strength to activating properly that's inside of you. And check this out. I only got a few more points and I'm gone. Junk DNA. How in the hell do we got 23,000 chromosomes? And they say, well, these 23 do all this, everything you are, and the rest is just junk. What? Nigga, you got 23,000 chromosomes that they admit to. And they just tell you what 23 do. And they do a lot with these 23. They can change your height, your weight, your mental capacities, your eye color, your thought processes, etc. Which is those 23 that they're slowly but surely outside of the United States genetically manipulate. Do you know that over 100,000 people come up that they tell us about? Over 100,000 people come up missing every motherfucking year in America. Every year. Where are these people going? Oh, to go be experimenting on. Oh, just get shipped out overseas, and then they become human waste. They become human byproducts. They become organ donors. They become shit. They're lost. You know what I'm saying? They become motherfuckers that's just lost. Now look, united we stand, right? If a motherfucker don't stand with their own, stop trying to be in the in crowd. You can be united within self. Unite your motherfucking self. Schizophrenia means the split of the psyche in literal form. It has nothing to do with being spooked, paranoid, none of that bullshit. Schizophrenia means a split psyche. Your psyche is always split. You were born with a split psyche. So it's about uniting with yourself and standing firm. As they like to say, standing on business. You unite yourself and stand firm. Your higher and your lower self, your triune self, which is the physical, mental, and the spiritual. You unite yourselves and stand firm against the oppressor. That's your saving grace. That's your ability, right? Okay, now spiritual warfare. What do they want? Oh, they just want your soul. What is your soul? Your time, your mind, your ethics, your moral compass, the right to choose good and evil, etc., so forth. That's all they want. Hey, matter of fact, man, I'm gonna close that, right? I'm gonna close this out by this. Never sell your motherfucking soul. And what I mean by that is never compromise your integrities. Never compromise your moral compass. Never let another person choose what the hell you will or won't do. Hey, mama always taught you right. If she taught you wrong, hell, she still taught you wrong because you her motherfucking genetics, and she taught you what the fuck she felt like to help you and your future generations progress, because she bred you, and therefore if she bred you and she used her mind and she chose and made that, she taught you the right thing. So right, go off that, go off your morals, and then you have free will. So if you feel like something ain't right, you want to change something, you are now the progenitor of your own race. Oh man, I'm gonna get on there real fast. Real freaking fast. Hey man, the whole African American thing, we gotta know in 2024 is bullshit. The whole, man, you were slaves, you came on a ship, we gotta know in 2024 it's bullshit, right? The whole, all y'all were slaves, y'all were getting whipped, y'all were getting dicks chopped off, y'all were getting turned into eunuchs, y'all women was getting a baby snatched out of them, y'all was getting stressed between two horses. We gotta know it's bullshit. We got to know right now with nuclear weapons and automatic guns and 100-round clips and laser technology and EMPs and et cetera, so forth, grenades, we ain't going for it right now. You can't make me do nothing I don't want to do right now. You can't just do nothing to my mama right now in front of you. You can't do nothing to another black male or a human being, a copper colored individual right now in front of me, and I ain't gonna move. Are you gonna press what? We ain't going for it. Because we know if we stand firm, they can't do nothing. And if we ain't going for it now, you got to know the ancestors was more powerful than us. You got to know the ancestors that had abilities that we don't no longer have. You got to know the ability that the ancestors stood firm and that they were strong. So how the fuck were they slaves? How the fuck were they forced to come over here and till ground, etc., so forth? All right, now check this out. Since we know all that is live, right? We got to get rid of the race shit. They say, am I racist? I'd be like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm racist. But in my reality, true reality, race ain't what they think it is, ain't what they teach us is. The elite know exactly what race is. Race is family. When you go into the etymology of race, race means your family. The balls and womb you came out of and what come out of your balls and womb. Period. That's what race is. So hell no, hell yeah, I'm racist. I'm trying to win this race for my generations. I'm trying to win this race. I'm going on a path that was started eons ago. This is a race. Black ain't no fucking race. African American ain't no fucking race. African ain't no goddamn race. Fill in the blank ain't no race. Race is family. That's your tribe. That's the motherfuckers that are genetically tied to you and the ones that you and accept as those genetically tied to you. That's your race. Race etymology is the study of words, their origins and their roots and the power, the unlocking power within them. So if you know etymology is what the fuck I just said, right? You look up race, and race actually means a competition. It has nothing to do with DNA. It has nothing to do with that. And then when you see when DNA and stuff, all that shit came into it, genetics came into it, it had nothing to do with the whole. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. A motherfucker could be the same color as you, but that don't mean they're related to you. Hell no. I'm not black. My father was from Honduras. My mother's people are from right there in Louisiana, Ouachita, Mose, and my father is a Honduran Indian. When my father was born in 1923, he ain't got no birth certificate, but he say Indian. My birth certificate say Indian. My mother's birth certificate say Indian. So how the hell am I black? How the hell am I a Negro? How the hell am I African American? How the hell am I Ethiopian? How the hell am I colored? Think about it. Colored is actually a mispronunciation of two words, a mispronunciation and amalgamation of two words, colored of color and red. It's a red skin tone, baby. It's down in the same color as this maroon. Think about it. Think about it. It's copper, bro. It's burnt copper, bro. Ain't no black. Ain't nothing on me black except maybe a little bit on his glasses and maybe my hair, but my hair is really brown. Black don't exist. This is the same thing that exists inside them solar panels. This is hardened melanin. This is data. That's why we shouldn't cut our hair. This is literal data that our body produces. This is data stream. This is how we catch sunlight. All the information that's ever existed is held within the sun. The earth has 3 suns. Okay, back on the race thing. They're trying to trick us so that we are mixing our genetics freely. We think, oh man, yeah, man, I ain't gonna mix with no white girl or no Hispanic girl or no Asian girl because you know my mama told me to stick to the race, man. So you know I'm gonna get me a good black woman. You don't know what the hell she is. Just because her skin dark and she got melanin, that don't mean she's black. That don't mean she's whatever the fuck you think you is. All skin folks and kin folks learn how to look at the facial features, learn how to listen to the voice inflections, learn how to notice how to walk. Okay, now check this out. One more thing for the Pan-Africans, right? Quick series of questions and I'm gone, right? Wait, listen. There's only millions of us, so they say in America, right? Millions. There's billions for Africans, so-called black Africans, right? There's only millions of so-called black Americans, right? Where the fuck is the African Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, etc., so forth? Where are they at? They ain't produced nothing but Mutombo. Mutombo wasn't all that. Where the hell is the African Venus, Serena, etc., and so forth? Where's the African Tiger Woods? Where's the African Lil Wayne? The world is watching the so-called black American, taking our swag, taking our style, taking our lingo, the way we walk, talk, the way we dress, the way we speak, everything. The whole world, the Asians, the Europeans, the Africans, the Colombians, the South Americans, the Nicaraguans, the Central Americans, the islanders. Everybody want to be a black man, except you, except us. And when I say black man, I mean an American. A copper colored individual born in America. Everybody want to be us except us. We want to be everything else. Black power to the people. Yeah, man, the motherland. That ain't the motherfucking motherland. It ain't the goddamn motherland. My mother ain't come from there. My mother was born right here, so how could that be the motherland? Her mother was born right here, so how could that be the motherland? We gotta stick to the facts. We gotta get away from the beliefs. Belief is accepting something as truth without facts. The facts cannot be manipulated. Truth cannot be manipulated. Truth cannot be changed. There's only two things in existence, truth and falsehood. Now, this is what I want to say real quick, and then I'm gone, right? Who are the original? No. They call us black, right? There's only two beings in existence that go by the color scheme. Okay, I've been inside the Masonic Temple. Right here in downtown Fort Worth, Texas, there's a grand lodge for the Prince Hall Masons, right? I went inside that lodge. I had 3 Masonic rings on my right hand. I went inside that lodge. Every time they gave me a look, I shot them down through the signs and the symbols with the masonry. They looked away. I went all the way to the top, and then I went into the dismal crypt and seen everything I needed to see. But what stuck out the most to me was the black and white floors. Did I need them to explain what the black and white floors was? No way. Because you look right here in America, there's only 2 beings on the planet Earth that go, peace, pony locks. There's only 2 beings on the planet Earth but if we know that these people are really Aborigine, indigenous beings, is there really a continent? According to the dictionary, according to the web, a continent is a landmass surrounded on all 3 sides by water. Europe is North Africa. That means Europeans are Africans. They are African Americans. The so-called white man is actually an African American because he's from North America. He's from North Africa, I mean. So let's call him by his name. You African American. Hey, sir, what would you like to call you, sir? African? No. That's you. That's not me. I'm just American. I'm just a copper color individual born in America. You know what I'm saying? Over 3,000 land in my family, inheritance, generational wealth. I'm just African, sir. You can leave the African. You can have that. You from North Africa. South Africa is more heavily populated with Europe. Maybe them niggas stuck in between them come from somewhere else and they just stuck. Maybe